Welcome in, beautiful soul. Welcome in, my healthy family. I hope you're doing wonderful when you see this. This is Charlene, and this is the second to last episode of my series on mental wellness. In this one, we're going to focus on mental wellness for the workspace, corporate wellness, as some may call it in this day and age. So, I am going to be really directing this conversation towards the leaders of the company. We're going to talk about how mental health can impact the workspace, and we're going to talk about some of the things that may cause that mental unwellness. And then we're going to close it out with the solutions, some tips that you can incorporate into your space to create an environment that is mentally well, or an environment that allows for your employees to thrive and to be mentally healthy. But before we do, let me just put on some relaxing music to allow those of us that are catching this live to come on into the chat. And for those of you that are catching the replay, welcome in and thank you for being here. I pray that this is beneficial to you in some way. Your mental health is paramount. All right, let us begin. Let's take a deep breath. Bring our energy together and in sync as we take this moment, this time together to focus on wellness in the workspace. Why is wellness in your workspace important? Well, a lot of us spend most of our time at work, and the things that happen there can affect our health, physical and non physical parts of our health. So, we're going to take a holistic perspective on health. Why is mental health. The mental health of your employees important. Why is the mental health of your employees important? Well, maybe you care, maybe you don't care on a personal level, but we're talking on a business level. The mental health of your employees is important because this can affect their performance, productivity, which is connected to your bottom line, your revenue, your profit. It also affects, depending on the type of business that you have, your customer experience. Because based on how your employees feel, the kind of energy they're carrying around, that is reflected in the way they treat each other and the way they treat your external customers. So the bottom line is the mental health of your employee is paramount to the success of your company. It is important for your employees to be well so that they can produce well, be satisfied with what they're doing, find happiness, joy within their job or within their role. Mental health also affects your employees' morale. How do they feel about the company? What are some of the thoughts they have in regards to the company? Are they happy to be working there? Do they feel appreciated? Do they understand some of the things you're doing for them as far as like a hidden paycheck? Because a lot of times employees don't understand the things that employers are doing for them because they only look at the paycheck they're taking home, but there's a hidden paycheck there. And that would include different types of benefits that you might be given to them, be it voluntary benefits or health benefits or different types of perks, whatever it is that you add that's coming out of your pocket, coming out of the company's pocket. That's a hidden paycheck. So if you're able to show them that hidden paycheck, that can help to boost morale. I know that's a little off topic, but just a little something I wanted to add there based on my experience with the corporate world and being an insurance agent. Showing people the hidden paycheck really makes a big difference on your employee morale. So if your employee morale is low at this point in time in your company, that's one way that you can boost employee morale. Again, that's how they feel about the company, their mindset towards the company. Are they satisfied within their role? Do they feel appreciated? Another thing that the mental wellness of your employee affects is their punctuality or their ability to show up to work. Not just being punctual, but how many times are they absent? Are they staying home because they don't feel well or because they just don't feel like coming to work? Every time they think about coming to work, especially on a Mondays, in most cases, they're feeling stress and tension and anxiety. Now, these are just some of the things that the mental health of your employees can affect. So it is imperative as an employer for you to have programs and things in place to help your employees improve or maintain good mental health. Let me just welcome in everyone that's in the chat here live with me. Thank you so much for being here. You are loved and appreciated. Now, let's talk about the causes of mental health or poor mental health in the workspace. And I'm just going to go over this quickly. I'm not going to go into details. I'm just going to list some of the things that might be causing your employees to feel mentally unwell. Simply too much work. You're giving them too much to do, overload. I mean, my goodness. We're all humans, and there's only so much that we can take without exploding. So you don't want your employees to feel overwhelmed. So make sure that you're delegating accordingly, according to what they're capable of, and where it's not too much for them. And if you're giving them a lot of work, at least assign multiple people to the same task so that they can, you know, tag team it and get it done with ease and less stress on one person. So, number two, an imbalance in work life situations or scenarios, or basically work life imbalance. Is there a balance between work and home life, or work and social life? Or is there too much work and there's hardly any time to enjoy life? You see, fun and enjoyment is a necessary part of being human, in my opinion. Number three, lack of social support can cause a mental dis-ease or mental unwellness at the workforce. Do you have some kind of social situation set up where employees can come and socialize, feel relaxed, feel comfortable? What are you doing to help your employees with their social interactions? Are you creating an atmosphere for that? Number four, discomfort, sharing thoughts with leaders. And this is pretty common. A lot of employees don't feel comfortable sharing their honest opinion with the leaders of the company because of fear of maybe losing their job, or fear of, being disciplined, or fear that their opinion is not important enough. They don't feel as though they're really a part of the company, so they're just showing up to do whatever work you assigned to them or what they were hired to do, and there's no real connection to the company. It's just a job. You want a job to be more than a job. You want the people that are working for you and with you to feel like they're part of a team, like they're adding value, like they're making a change, making a difference. Help them to understand how important their role is. And we're going to get to the solutions and some of the things that you can do to help your employees feel like they matter. And yeah, I agree with what Life is saying here. Life is saying that the social aspect can have a powerful effect on staff members. And this is true. Coming from my own experience in the corporate world, I was always kind of, I felt weird. I felt awkward. I felt like I didn't belong for the most part. I didn't know how to be comfortable around other people and interact. The only time I probably would really interact is like, if we have a Christmas party and, by then it's a little dark and you have maybe a drink or two. So you're a little more laid back. But, if you could create beautiful scenarios for your employees outside of like a Christmas party, do it. Find ways to get them to socially interact, bring their families along, have family days. But anyway, I'm jumping ahead, getting to solutions. Now, another thing that can cause mental health issues at the workplace is a traumatic life experience that your employee might have had. Some kind of traumatic life experience or event. It might have been an accident, it could be domestic violence, it could be grief, it could be some kind of disaster, a natural disaster that happens. So, what do you have in place to help your employees cope with life events, like those big life events that can cause deep trauma, that could affect their work, their ability to do what they're there to do? Are you giving them enough time to not just recover physically, but emotionally? They may have just had a surgery. And okay, fine. The doctor said, okay, they can get back to work in 2 weeks. But do you have something in place to maybe give them a few more days or someone to check in with their emotions to make sure that they're healing emotionally as well. All these things are paramount to the mental wellness. Do they feel supported? Number 5, I believe, burnout. And burnout is connected to heavy workflow. If they're working too much, not just at work, but they may have a lot of stuff going on in their personal life as well. What is the balance here? Burnout can definitely affect someone's mental health. Are they getting enough rest? Are they in a state of flow? Or is it just a state of overwhelming? Like, oh my God, there's always too much to do, not enough time in the day to get it done. All these things are important. Number 5, I believe, either number 5 or number 6, but just stick with me, okay? Forget the order of the number, but just hear the list of what I'm saying. Feeling disempowered. Another reason your employees might be going through mental health crisis or mental health break or mental health unwellness is because they feel disempowered. And that ties into what I said earlier about them not feeling appreciated or comfortable enough to voice their opinion with leaders. Are you giving your employers some type of empowerment to make them feel empowered or like they're contributing or what they're doing truly matters to the company? Do they feel important? That is important to their wellness and to their productivity. So we're looking at this not just from a caring perspective, but also from a business perspective. Can I say the word? Let me say that again. We're looking at this not just from a personal perspective or a caring perspective, but from a business perspective. The mental health of your employees can affect your revenue. It can affect the experience that your customers, your external customers have. So make sure that you're doing what it takes to implement some type of corporate wellness, some type of culture that would support wellness, not just mental wellness. I know this is the topic, but we're talking holistic wellness, mind, body, spirit. This is paramount. Now, number 7, relationships with co-workers. Poor relationship with co-workers. What are you doing to incorporate or foster the relationship between co-workers? Because you see, these are like not a part of your family, the people you're going to work with. These are the people that can have your back and you have theirs. Now, if that relationship is poor, it makes it a little hard for them to work together unless you can be really professional. Like, okay, I don't like you, you don't like me, but we have this thing to do. We'll be professional about it and we'll get it done. But trust me, it's much easier when people like each other, when they're comfortable with each other, when they trust each other and they can rely on each other. So building good relationship with co-workers, with peers, with managers, it is all paramount. And I know when it comes to managers, employees, leaders of the company, there can be some thin lines, barriers. So set up your culture in a way that allows the respect to flow, but allowing at the same time for employees to feel comfortable. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break and then we're going to get to the solutions. How do we help to create a better environment for the corporate world, the workspace? How do we create an environment of wellness? We will be right back with those answers. Are you feeling tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, and maybe even anxious? Then join me on my 3 days breathing and wellness retreat, where we come and we relearn how to breathe correctly, how to breathe to reduce stress, lower high blood pressure, replenish our cells. We learn self-care the natural way, and so much more. Check the description for more information and how you can join me on the upcoming 3 days breathing and wellness retreat. Are you feeling tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, and maybe even anxious? Then join me on my 3 days breathing and wellness retreat, where we come and we relearn how to breathe correctly, how to breathe to reduce stress, lower high blood pressure, replenish our cells. We learn self-care the natural way, and so much more. Check the description for more information and how you can join me on the upcoming 3 days breathing and wellness retreat. And we are back. Thank you for sticking around. Now let's get down to the solutions. What can we do as a company? What can you do as an employer to foster a workspace that encourages wellness or support wellness? We're talking holistic wellness, mind, body, and spirit. Do you have a space that employees can go to where they can maybe meditate, stretch their body a little bit, perhaps maybe go for a walk? Is there a break time for them to do stuff like that? And if there is, kudos to you. Now, how could you enhance that? How could you make that even better? And I'm not talking about those little break rooms where there's barely any space and, it's all funky and stuff. I'm talking about creating a beautiful space. And I know some of you are now starting off, but this is something that you can put in your vision and put in your plan. Start where you can, do what you can, enhance your environment however you can as you build and as you grow. But set the intention now. If you don't have that space, to create that space as you grow, for your employees to have a place where they can go and have a peaceful moment. Now, another way that you can help to promote corporate wellness or mental wellness within your workspace is to allow flexibility. And I know this may be tricky for some companies. It really depends on your industry. So understand the industry you're in, understand your company, and work with this accordingly. Just take what applies for you and your company. Flexibility. Allow your employees to choose the time that works best for them. Some people are juggling families. Some people are juggling 2 jobs. So how are you being accommodating with other things that they have going on outside of your workplace? So flexibility is good because, for one, it helps them to feel empowered. And as we may or may not know, feeling empowered can impact our mental wellness, our confidence. All these things impact our mental wellness. So make sure that you create a space where they have work-life balance. Like, hey, I know little Susie has a game coming up. Why don't you take some time off and go enjoy her game? You don't want them to always be missing events that are happening in the family because they have to work. There has to be a balance. Be flexible. Maybe they can exchange shifts or something with somebody else. Just find ways to be flexible within the realm in which you work and within your corporate space. Implement. And now this is another way that you can help to improve your wellness in the environment, your corporate environment. Implement mental health training. And what do I mean by that? Well, simply hire consultants like me to come in, be it virtually or in person, to train your employees on ways that they can stay well, ways that they can maintain mental health, physical health, holistic health. Teach them some breathing exercises, teach them different tools so that they can have a toolbox full of tools that they can reach into whenever they're feeling perhaps anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, angry. And anger is important because it's a human emotion and it needs to be expressed. However, if that anger is not expressed in a constructive way, it can be very harmful. Now, we all know about people going postal and stuff. That stuff is real. It has happened. People can trigger, people can get triggered, people can trip. This is why it's important for the mental balance to stay balanced. So hire consultants to come and help your staff with wellness. Create a wellness culture around your company. What is your wellness culture right now? What do you do to help your employees with wellness besides providing, health insurance? What do you do? Are you sending out notifications saying, hey, remember to stretch or remember to breathe if you feel overwhelmed or take a mental health break? You deserve it. You need it. Encourage these things because don't worry about, okay, if they're taking breaks, then that's taken away from their time to work. No. Sometimes it's not about the amount of time that you put in, but the quality of the time you put in. You see, when people are able to have breaks and feel relaxed and be creative, they can produce more, they can produce better. So allow that space for them to be humans, to take breaks. I don't believe humans are just meant to sit at a desk and just work for hours and just keep going and keep going and keep going. That kind of stuff, it bombards the mind, the brain, the eyes, the system we call human. So breaks are important. And not just a break to be like, oh, I got to get back in 5 minutes. I got to get back in 2 minutes. No, like a break to just breathe, relax, unpack, and reset. So what are you doing to incorporate a culture that allows for wellness? And if you have the space, create a exercise room, a yoga room, some kind of spa-like environment. Whatever you could do. Be creative with it. You know the culture of your company better than I do. So look around you and see what you can improve in the physical environment to make it appeasing, to make it more relaxing. Even the colors you put on the wall, the decor you use, all that can help to make the environment more relaxing or more suitable for mental wellness. Does the environment bring joy as you walk in there? What does that space feel like? Feng shui the office. Encourage a clear space. Encourage decluttering. All that is paramount to the mindset. Thank you, Slasher Check. Thank you so much for coming through. I do appreciate you, my sister. And thank you, Life. I do appreciate that. Blessings upon blessings to you all. Now, getting back to creating the solutions for mental wellness for your employees. Another thing that you can do is to encourage your employees to be creative. Allow a safe space for them to create and to collaborate with each other. You see, collaboration is really good for the human soul. Competitiveness is also good. You want friendly competitiveness. That's beautiful. But right now I'm focused on collaboration. When you can get your people to come together as a team, each one understanding their roles. Think of your hand, right? You have your thumb and then you have your other fingers. Each one has a role, each one has a purpose. Help them to understand their role, their purpose within that team or on that team. Understand the importance of teamwork. When people are able to come together and really stand in their role, support each other, respect each other, it brings a vibration that will not just contribute to the success of the company, but also the success of those individuals, the mentality, the feelings they have towards the company. Employee morale. This can help to boost that as well. Getting to know each other, understand each other, really becoming a corporate family, caring about one another. And that caring comes from leadership as well. Are you showing your employees that you care? Not just with the paycheck or with the benefits. Or how are you showing your employees that you care about them and that they matter and that they're important to the company? These things are paramount to the wellness of your employees. When people feel good, they feel like they're appreciated, they're needed. It helps them to feel good about themselves. They feel worthy. They feel acknowledged, empowered. Are you giving out maybe incentives and awards? Are you showing gratitude? What is your corporate culture? Are you encouraging your employees to move a little more? And I'm thinking right now about employees that work in like an office setting or customer service. You sit a lot. Your employees are sitting a lot. So are you encouraging them to maybe move, breathe, wiggle their fingers, wiggle their neck? What are you doing to encourage wellness? These little things matter and it can make a difference. Are you encouraging them to create or to maintain a positive mindset? You see, your employees' positive mindset, their happiness, especially if you're dealing with customers, your customer service employees, their mindset is key to the customer service experience. If they're not feeling positive, they're not feeling appreciated or great about themselves, how do you think they're going to help that customer to get through whatever it is that customer needs to get through, resolving their problem, their issue? Are they giving great service? You see, you don't just have an external customer, you also have internal customers. Your employees are your internal customers or part of your internal customer. So treat them well. And that well treatment, that positive energy you're giving to them will be reflected in their work. And as a result, reflected in the reviews you might get or the vibe you might get from your customers, your clients. Your customer retention is paramount to the success and the survival of your business. So why not invest in the wellness of your employees, which in turn will be a benefit to your business, to your bottom line. Don't get me wrong, this is the right thing to do. But we have to look at the business side of it, not just the caring, emotional, right thing to do side, but also the business side of it. It affects your profits, and that's real. Some research I've done showed, I can't remember which year, but over $1 trillion was lost in the corporate world due to employee mental wellness. Over $1 trillion in loss due to employee mental wellness. So come on. Do what you need to do, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it also affects and impacts your business. And if you're an employee listening to this, make some of these suggestions to your employer. It would only help to make your life better and the life of your coworkers better, and make the company a little better as well. Welcome in, Twinbrook. How are you? Thank you for coming. Now, another way that you can help your employees, and this one may or may not apply to your company, it really depends, is encourage employee autonomy. And what that means is to give employee control over their schedule and location, if that's applicable. What location they want to work at, when they want to work there, what was the best schedule for them. Because what this does, it helps to reduce stress. And stress, as you may know, can cause mental imbalance and physical imbalance. Now, another thing that you can do is to just be fair and respect your employees. Show them respect. Don't just have that parental type of, and this doesn't apply to all parents, but some parents expect their children to respect them, but they don't in turn give respect to their children. So respect your employees just as you would expect them to respect you. Respect is key. Be fair. I know some bosses yell. Cut that out. Who do you think you're talking to? That's not a human being. That's a man. That's a woman. That's an adult. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you need to go to anger management to get yourself in order so that you can be a better leader, then do what you need to do. And there's no shame in the game. We're all going through this human experience, and we have emotions that are real. And sometimes it can feel like a lot. I get it. But take the necessary steps to improve yourself. You are a leader. So be the best leader that you can be. Don't yell at your employees. You can be an effective leader without yelling. It's really not necessary. And that can cause you stress as well. Display of anger that's not constructive can make you lose control or seem out of control, and that's not okay. So, respect your employees and be fair. Treat them well. How are your employees treated? Do they feel appreciated? Are they happy or satisfied in their role? Is there a safe space for them to express how they feel about their job? Or is it just I know some companies do like an annual review where you fill out a paperwork, a form, sorry, and you know, and then you go in and you talk, but go a little deeper than that. Like tap into their vibration. Like, how do you really feel? Are you happy in this role? If not, okay, what can we do to make it better for you? How can we assist? How can we support you in your role? No. And welcome in, my brother, about that wallet. No, are you hearing music or you should hear sound? Okay. Okay. You had me worried for a second. I'm like, don't tell me I am here talking to myself for like at least 5 minutes because I know life has been interacting. So I know they were hearing me. So I'm like, oh my God, Charlene did it again. How dare you? Everyone say hello to Anthony. Okay, so where was I? Right. How are you treating your employees, right? Are they feeling safe enough to speak about their role and how it can be better? Do they feel cared for? Do you let your employees know you care about them? Without crossing certain lines, of course. We're not looking for a sexual harassment case or anything. You can show you care without touching someone. Like really checking, hey, Anthony, how are you doing today? How is your family? Life? I see your daughter graduated. Congratulations. Here's a card. Something to show you care. When it's their birthday, is there like a birthday party, a birthday celebration for them, an email or something that goes out? Maybe a little, card with a little bonus. Hey, happy birthday. Here's $100 or $1,000, whatever it is, whatever you can do. Appreciation is key. Humans love to feel appreciated. People want to feel wanted and needed and important because they are, because you are, because we are. So come on, employers. Step up where you need to step up. I'm not guilt tripping anyone. I'm not out here to make anyone feel ashamed, but I'm out here to point out ways that you can improve. And the first step is really to take an honest look at your company, at your culture, and see what needs to be improved. And some of the best feedback you can get is from the people that work there, but you need to create that safe space for them to keep it real with you, to be honest with you. Like, listen, Charlene, I appreciate you as a boss, but this is what I don't like about the company, and here's why. Or here's how I think it can be better. And not every employee is going to have that courage to speak to you, especially based on your culture. So it's up to you now to create that safe space. Now, as you create that safe space for your employees, let them know that their thoughts, their ideas are valuable. Even if you don't use that idea, let them know, listen, don't stop. Not because we didn't use that idea, you're going to stop sharing. No, we encourage you to always share how we can improve the company. We're in this together. We are family. We are all part of the success of this company. This is our thing. We're doing this. You have profit sharing with your employees. That's not a great incentive to get employees to really feel like they're a part of the culture, part of the company. Create a supportive environment where they can share and feel comfortable. Offer mental health support. Offer mental health support services. Like, for example, someone may have gone through surgery, like I mentioned earlier, or something traumatic happening within their family, or some kind of accident or natural disaster, God forbid. Grief. Do you have a space that they can go to feel support, to feel love? They may come back to work and they're physically there, but mentally they're not fully checked in. Those people that just went through trauma, do you have some kind of system to really like just check in with them? Like, hey, life, I know you just went through something. Twin Acres, let's talk. Let's sit and talk for a moment. Or here's a counselor or HR or the outside consultant that you hire. Go have a chat with them. Talk to them about how you're feeling. Because you see, sometimes the emotions take longer to heal than the physical. And that's because sometimes we don't pay attention to the emotion. So tap in, check in on their mental wellness. Some of these life events can really take a toll on us. And if we have an environment at work that supports us getting better, getting well, it helps us to come back to a space where we're productive again and really giving back to the company. When you feel like a company is there for you and they support you, it only makes you want to give back more and to really work and give your best for them because they're giving their best to you. It's a reciprocal relationship. And life is saying, yes, just showing you care can go a long way. Even if they don't take you up on the offers to help. And that's true. And you see, some people may not feel comfortable going to HR or may not feel comfortable going to someone within the company. That's why hiring an outside consultant like me, for instance, can help to bring that person back to a space of wellness. Some of them may need to see a private person, like a psychologist or something, because sometimes it's really that deep and they really do need to perhaps even get on medication for for some amount of time. Mental wellness is no joke. It must be taken care of. It is paramount. And as a leader, you also need to make sure you're taking care of your mental wellness. So it would behoove you to create a space that supports mental wellness. And if you're a leader and you have not seen my live stream on mental wellness support tips, tools for leaders, definitely make sure you check that out. The playlist should be attached to this live stream in the description section. Now, another way that you can help is to make wellness a priority in the workplace. Balance is key. Balance is essential. Make wellness a priority in your workplace, in your company. The wellness of your employees is muy importante. It is paramount, not just to those employees or to you, but to the success of your company. You do not want people going postal on the job or people leaving the company because you dismiss them and coming back and going postal. You don't want none of those things. And you don't know what people might be going through in their personal life. So any little thing could potentially make someone trigger or lose it. And you don't want that. So create that space of wellness. Make it a priority because it is. Your health is paramount. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, come back, and close it out. Again, thank you so much for being here in this vibration with me. We're talking about corporate wellness, mental wellness, what causes it in the workspace, why it's important as a company owner or a manager or a corporate leader to make sure that your employees are mentally well. And we are given the solutions and the tools that we can help or that we can use to bring about corporate wellness. We'll be right back.
So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together, we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank you so much. Abundant blessings now and always. Together, we can do so much more. Ubuntu love.
And we are back. So we're just going to close it out with this one. Set reminders for people to take charge of their wellness because you can set up the culture, you can set up the environment. And it's just like that saying, you can only lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. But you can always play your role, do your part by encouraging, by setting up reminders, remind people to take mental breaks, remind them, whether it be on posters around the office or an email that goes out and announcement, whatever it is, find creative ways to incorporate this based on your environment, of course. So send out those reminders. Remember, tell people, hey, just stretch. You don't even have to leave your office or leave your desk. Just get up, stretch for a moment, stretch your back, stretch your arms, your neck, your fingers, toes. If you want to take your toes out of if you want to take your shoes off, totally up to you. Just saying. And the other thing that you can do is offer mental health days, offer wellness days. That could be a part of your benefit package. I know people offer sick days, but how about a wellness day? Like, you know what? Just take a day, even if it's one day a year. I don't know what your financial situation is in your company. Do what you can afford to do. Wellness day, a day to just go out and enjoy life or stay home and relax, whatever it is you need to do to find balance and regain yourself, reset yourself. Here's a mental health day. Take it. And sometimes you can observe people, look at them, and see that they may be feeling overwhelmed. They may not say anything, but be vigilant. Look out for those people that may not speak up. Say, hey, Anthony, you look like you could use a wellness day. Take the day. Go to the beach. Go hang out with your wife. Go play with the children. Whatever it is. Take a wellness day. Wellness days are great because it's like most people take sick days not because they're sick, but because they just want to do something fun. But if you can say, hey, take a well day, you don't have to call and say you're sick. Take a well day. No one has to lie. Take a well day because you deserve it. You need to always let them know. And a lot of employees, a lot of corporate space, make people feel guilty about taking time off. Encourage them to take the time off that they're entitled to. You need it, take it. We prefer you to go take that time so that you can be well, so that you can produce well, perform well, so that you can be happy at work, so that you feel appreciated and satisfied in your role. So do what it is you need to do to help your people to feel appreciated. And again, before we close out, let me just remind you why it's important as a company owner for your employees to be mentally well, because it affects your bottom line, your profits, your revenue, your customer experience, your productivity level, your employee morale. What are you doing to enhance your employee morale? What are you doing to create a better work environment? So think about those questions and see how you can create a better space, a better workplace, a better experience, not just for yourself, but for the people that are there to help you to make your company successful. Health is part of wealth, and you lead with the proper example by taking care of your wellness and showing them that it's important to take the time you need to stay balanced. And yes, we all get overwhelmed sometimes, but there are tools to help us to release those feelings, to reset ourselves. So, with that said, let's take a deep breath together as we close it out. Ah, release. Two more breaths. Ah, release. All is well. You're beautiful inside and out. Whatever mistakes you've made as a leader, it's okay. You're human and you are learning. Be humble enough to say, I'm sorry when it's necessary. Be approachable. Some of the best ideas are there within the people that are serving you. So take a deep breath again. Last breath for the night here with me. Last together breath. But remember to keep on breathing after we dismiss. Again, 1, 2, 3, in. Hold it, hold it, hold it for at least a few seconds. Release. All is well. Refresh yourself, reset, and then keep on going. So tomorrow, for those of you that are content creators, specifically YouTubers, I'm going to be live around 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to be collaborating with my sister, Rock Chick Beauty. And we're going to be talking about mental wellness for content creators, mental wellness for YouTubers, tools to help you to keep your mental balance so that you don't feel burnout or overwhelmed, so that you can keep going and creating these amazing content that is beneficial to people. Oh my gosh, Life, you just walked in as I call your name. Sorry, not Life, Rock Chick Beauty. I was just announcing that we're going to be live tomorrow talking about mental wellness for YouTubers. So please make sure you join us. If I'm not able to drop the link, but if you either Life or Rock Beauty, if you could just drop that link, so if anyone is in here and you're a content creator and you would like to maybe put on a notification for that, whether you could join us live or after, please, if you guys could just drop that link for me in the chat, I would appreciate it. And remember, to all my leaders out there, my entrepreneurs that have employees, don't take the wellness of your people and yourself for granted. Make it a priority. Make it a priority because it is. We don't want anyone going postal on us. And we want to have successful companies We want to have work-life balance. We want happy employees, happy leaders, corporate wellness in the mind of your people, in your mind, in the body, and in the spirit. What is the spirit of your company? Is it a slave mentality company? Or is it a company that focuses on the wellness of the people, understanding that your people are your most precious resource? Thank you so much for dropping that link. So I am going to see if I could pin that. And it looks like I already had it pinned. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry about that if I already had it pinned. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. I have amazing moderators. Amazing moderators. So anyway, thank you for being here. We rock for 1 hour. I do appreciate it. Next Thursday we will be back with our usual Thursday night vibration. I do believe I'll be continuing the series on the universal laws. And I'm also going to be doing a challenge, going live every day for 1 week. If you're interested in joining me on that challenge, let me know either in the comments down below or send me a message on Instagram, and we are going to do it. So let me leave you with some kind of peaceful vibration as we close it out and say good night or good day whenever you are seeing this. Be always blessed.
Welcome in, wealthy soul. The affirmation: I am abundantly wealthy. Every time I look around and I observe my environment, all I see is abundance. All I see is wealth. I embrace wealth. Wealth is who I am. Being wealthy is my natural way of being. I am grateful for all of my wealth. I am so wealthy. I am wealthy in every area of my life. Being wealthy is a blessing to my life. Being wealthy is a blessing to the world. I am so grateful for all of my wealth. I use my wealth wisely. Every day, in every way, I am wealthy. I deserve to live a life of luxury. I deserve to enjoy a life of opulence, a life of peace, joy, prosperity. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have large amounts of wealth in my life. I deserve to enjoy all the desires of my heart. I am open and I am ready to receive all the beautiful blessings the universe has for me. I am ready. I am grateful for the life that I enjoy here and right now. Every day of my life keeps getting better and better. Every day I enjoy more prosperity, more wealth, more opulence, more deeper understanding of who I am and what my purpose is. I love knowing